Hello, old friends. My name is Rich. Thank you so much for joining me today. I just want to do a quick video. Well, actually, I wanted to do a quick video on my 3 1/4 scale Star Wars action figures. I typically just collect 6-inch Star Wars figures now, but there are a few 3 1/4 scale figures I still buy. However, last night tragedy struck. I was walking along the floor and someone had left a toy on the floor. I don't know if it was my wife. I don't know if it was my daughter. I don't know if it was the cat. I suppose it could have been me. It was probably me. It was me. I left a toy on the floor. I stepped on it and I tripped. And I reached out to grab anything to break my fall, to steady myself. And what I grabbed was this shelf. So I grabbed the shelf. The worst thing was, as I was reaching out to grab it, as I was falling, I realized what I was doing. So I knew that I was grabbing one of my action figure shelves, and I knew that was going to cause a disaster. And yet, at that point, I couldn't stop myself. So here I was grabbing a shelf that I knew I was going to send a lot of action figures tumbling to the floor, but I couldn't stop myself. I saw it happening. I was outside of my body, like some sort of action figure Manchurian candidate. So, needless to say, it caused a huge mess. And so far, I've only gotten my vintage figures back and set up properly. So this video is going to take a look at my vintage Star Wars 3 1/4 scale action figures. So let's get started. There, of course, is R2 and C-3PO. I would never get any of my action figures graded. I think that's like citronella candles for action figures. It's kind of useless in my opinion. But if I were to, if I could be a hypocrite and do it anyway, I would probably get that C-3PO. I don't know how well he shows off in camera. I have a light on. The light's going to be kind of wonky in these shelves because it's kind of dark. But he is very chromed up. None of the chrome has come off or the the vac metallizing. He's very tight. The R2 actually is in pretty good condition as well. But although you see the sticker starting to peel off. There's my Princess Leia. She is not in great condition, but Princess Leia figures, for some reason, the prices have really shot up. Especially getting one complete with the blaster. That Princess Leia blaster, I think, actually is specifically the Bespin or Hoth Leia blaster, because it's more of a blue than a black. However, I'm happy with her having that blaster. The weapons that only came with certain characters, like Leia's blaster, the Jawa's blaster, are usually the ones that are more expensive to get on the secondary market because they only came with certain characters, whereas the Rebel blaster or the Imperial blaster came with multiple characters, so those are a little easier to find. There is my farm boy Luke. The tip of the lightsaber is broken off, of course, but he's still in pretty good condition. Probably the first action figure I ever owned was a Farm Boy Luke. It was either Farm Boy Luke or Mego Batman. This is not my original Farm Boy Luke. When I went away to university, my mother made sure to purge all of my action figures. So, thanks a lot, English degree. Here is my Han Solo. When I was a kid, I actually had the big head Han. This is the small head Han. I actually would like to swap him out for a big head Han since he's the one I had. There's my Chewbacca in pretty decent shape. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Vader. I'm not going to go through all of these, but obviously this top shelf is my, what I would have called my Star Wars action figures. Now you kids will know this as A New Hope or Episode 4. So there we go. There is the Episode 4 vintage figures. And then down here, not surprising, we have Empire Strikes Back. New Hope figures, that was sort of the least amount of figures that were produced. For the subsequent movies, we got a lot more characters done. Alright, so here's Empire Strikes Back. We have our Imperials behind here. I could have swore that the TIE Fighter pilot came out with the Star Wars figures, but he was an Empire Strikes Back figure. There's my Wampa that I got a Star Wars Celebration. My Bounty Hunters. You'll notice some of these guys are sans weapons, so I do need to rectify that. And here we go. There's all my Hoth guys. I used to hate wearing a winter jacket when I was a kid. But because I had a big blue winter jacket with a big puffy hood, and after seeing Han Solo, I actually didn't mind wearing it because Han Solo wore a big ugly winter jacket. So there's my Hoth guys. I think Bespin Han is my favorite Han Solo. I always liked him wearing the jacket. Bespin Leia, Bespin Luke, a very cool photo. There's my Yoda. He's in really good condition, but somehow I bought him not when I was a kid. Like I said, I don't have any of my childhood Star Wars figures, but he had his cane as well, and I somehow misplaced his cane. There's my removable limb C-3PO that I got at Star Wars Celebration. There's Lando flanked by a couple of Bespin guards. Good old Lobot, Ugnaught, and the Cloud Car driver. I'm missing I always call him the stethoscope R2-D2, Sensoscope R2-D2. So I need Sensoscope R2-D2, and that will complete my Empire Strikes Back figures. And then again down here we have my Return of the Jedi figures, and my goodness, they made a lot of Jabba's Desians that were hanging out in Jabba's palace. Whole whack of them. There they go. Again, some are missing weapons. Some aren't in great shape, but there they all are. And then here we have probably my 3 all-time favorite Star Wars action figures. Bosch or Leia in Bouche disguise. Lando in Jabba Palace Guard disguise. And Jedi Luke. I just love the fact that this Leia and Lando had removable helmets. I thought that was really super cool. And Jedi Luke is probably my favorite Star Wars character. So that's why I love this figure a lot. Prune Face. I could have sworn Prune Face was when I was a kid. I always thought he was one of the Jabba's Palace henchmen. But no, he is a fine, upstanding rebel soldier. That Ewok is Lumat, I believe. He's actually one of the final 17, and I'm going to have a separate display when I eventually get all those. So I need Wicket, so Wicket will eventually take his place. And Logray. I think that's Logray. Is that Logray? Anyway, I get my Ewoks confused. He's one of my all-time favorite figures as well. There's the Emperor, more Imperials, and the awesome Emperor's Royal Guard. I'm missing his accessory as well. Retro Blasting did a really funny video basically saying how the majority of Return of the Jedi figures all have some form of a stick as a weapon, which is kind of true, actually. A lot of these guys carry sticks of some sort. But anyway, there you go. There is my vintage Star Wars 3 1/4 scale action figure collection. Like I said, I need to get Sensoscope R2-D2 for Empire, and I need to get who do I need to get? Wicked to finish off my Return of the Jedi section, and then I'm also going to work on the final 17. But for now, there you go, my vintage Star Wars action figure collecting shelf. I'll have a few more videos on a few more 3 1/4 scale figures eventually when I get some of the my fallen friends off the floor. Okay, guys, until next time, I will see ya.